Greetings, Lucky Legends. Welcome to the dojo. My name is Lucky, this is Lucky Lad TV. I'm your host of this video, and it's time to cover some transactions. So, in the in the OBC, you are provided a total of 5 transactions, a maximum of 3 being either trading with another coach or free agencies. So hypothetically, you can make 3 free agencies and then trade twice with coaches, or you can trade 3 times with coaches and make 2 free agencies. Totally up to you, or you don't have to use any of them at all. But I used up all 3 of my free agencies very early on. I just did them this week before the season actually begins because there were a few things that I wanted to change, and all of them were in my tier 4 picks. And I'm going to sort of go over each of them one by one. Now, the first Mon that I knew I wanted to drop was Scyther. Now, Scyther is a fantastic Pokemon. However, it was, first of all, a huge Stealth Rock weakness. And second of all, it was the only Stealth Rock weakness on my team. As you could see, the theme of my team was essentially, have some bulk, have some offense, but nothing in my entire draft was weak to Stealth Rock except for that one Mon, so I knew I wanted to drop it. And I decided to get Cassidy, the Go-Goat, instead. I'll go over why I selected Cassidy in just a minute. But real quick, the reason it is named Cassidy is because Go-Goat is, used as transportation, and Cassidy is what I named my car. So that's why I named Go-Goat Cassidy. As for why I selected Go-Goat, when I was looking at my draft, the biggest weakness that I had was fighting type Pokemon. I had 5 fighting weaknesses throughout my entire draft. I have gotten that down to 4. It is the highest number. I believe I have 4 weaknesses to ground and fighting, which makes sense given that those are the 2 most offensive types in the game. But I dropped Scyther and picked up Go-Goat because even though I was dropping a fighting resist for not a fighting resistance, I wanted something that wasn't weak to Stealth Rocks, and I wanted something that could sponge up hits. So I went with Go-Goat. Now, the reason I'm saying those 2 Mons being switched out specifically is because I really switched all 3 Mons for their 3 replacements. I didn't really specifically switch one Mon for another Mon, because what essentially happened is I dropped a Dark type in Liepard, a Ghost and Electric type in Rotom, and a Bug and Flying type in Scyther. Now, I didn't need a new Bug and Flying type because it's just Stealth Rock weaknesses that I don't need. So I ended up getting a Grass type instead, just because it helps with the water... Sorry, not the water weakness. It helps with the Electric and Grass weakness that our 2 water types on the team share. As for the Electric and Ghost coverage that Rotom had, and the Dark coverage that Liepard had, Liepard, unfortunately, even though I really wanted to keep it, it had to go because that fighting weakness was too much, and Liepard being absolutely unable to take any sort of hits with how frail it is, it simply did not fit on the team. Pretty much everything on my squad can take a hit, except for, I would say, Greninja. Greninja's probably the frailest Mon on my team, and then, of course, Grimace is also rather frail. But speaking of Grimace, Grimace was the replacement to Rotom. And I know what you're thinking, but Grimace doesn't have Electric Stab. That's true, it doesn't. However, it does have a higher base speed and a much higher base special attack stat, so it outclasses Rotom from the Ghost type perspective. which is what I wanted. I needed a ghost type to work as a spin blocker. However, in my opinion, one of the things that a spin blocker needs to do is have some sort of offensive presence to essentially punish your opponent for wasting a move. So if they go for rapid spin, you switch in your spin blocker, it nullifies their move. Now it's basically you got a free switch, and free switches are best when you're going into offensive Pokemon. So I wanted to replace Rotom with something that had more of an offensive presence than it did, which is why I selected Grimace. It hits harder, it hits faster. The other reason I selected Rotom is because it's a Volt Switcher with, Electric Stab, and it's not a great flying resist, but it will take a flying type attack. So I decided rather than, having Rotom and Haunter on my team, I would grab a more versatile electric type that does the job of electric type a little bit better. Now, it has a lower special attack than Rotom. However, it has a much higher attack stat, it is much faster, and its move pool is also much better. While it does lack moves like Will-O-Wisp and Hex and Shadow Ball, we have all of that covered in Haunter, whereas Sergio, our Raichu, has much better mixed offensive coverage with access to moves like Fake Out, Grass Knot, Knock Off. Having Knock Off is great in this format. It also has access to really great coverage moves like Surf, Focus Blast. It has access to Extreme Speed by event, as well as Fly by event. It just has a lot going for it, and with its mixed capabilities, it has a really good chance at being another fast, mixed attacker that breaks that base 100 speed barrier. So I was very happy with the transactions that I made. It gets rid of any sort of Stealth Rock weakness we have on the team. We can overcome, the wearing down that Stealth Rock causes. We can overcome that very easily with moves like, items like Leftovers and moves like Wish. Well, Heal Bell wouldn't really help, but we also, of course, do have Starmie, one of the best rapid spinners in the game with access to reliable recovery. And now we have a few Wish Passers on the team. We have Sergio, we have Osmia here, and if I do remember correctly, that is it. However, we have great switch initiative, so we can very easily switch into something to receive that wish. But that is all of the free agency transactions that we will be taking. I will go over any trades with other coaches if they occur, but that's going to be it for this video. Thank you all so very much for watching. I'm going to get about. Best of luck out there. I will see you all soon. Goodbye.